I created a video that I'm about to play. It's about a 10-minute video. I'll come back. We'll take some super chats, answer some questions. But we're doing the Monday night kickoff show, Niners and Lions. But we're attacking 2025 right now as well. So if you watch this video a month from now, don't worry. This is a 2025 video. We're here to talk 2025. We're here to talk Bucky Irving and Chase Brown. So I'm going to play this 10-minute video. If anybody says, are we live? Are we live? Of course we're live. But this is a pre-recorded 10-minute segment that I want to put on screen here to get you all excited about Bucky Irving, Chase Brown, and talk 2025. Then we'll come back and talk about this game, which will probably be kicked off at that point. Appreciate you. File on in. Two players that are going to creep inside your top 10 RBs, top 6 to 10 RBs. One of them will be a 6 to 10 RB in 2025. And I'm not even talking about like output, what you're going to get out of them. I'm talking about ranking, ADP, where you got to draft them, what the expectation level is. Truth is, both these guys, Bucky Irving and Chase Brown, have the ability to be number 6 and number 7. I'm not saying they both finish that high next year, but these guys are on the rise. These are two of the sneakiest running backs that have, for some reason, your league mates and ADP worlds don't allow them to climb high enough. They could still be monster, go get a running back later and relish in the running back one potential output. These two guys, Bucky Irving, Chase Brown, guys that we talked about all year long. Chase Brown was from the jump. Chase Brown, we said it all offseason long. We yelled from the rooftops. We had a contest of who could say Chase Brown and annoy their significant other or yell it at a restaurant in order to win a contest. We've been talking Chase Brown since January. Bucky Irving has been a show favorite for the last handful of months, and he's absolutely won, not winning, he won you a league. Guy's a 50 receiving yard type of running back, Alvin Kamara, like he can throw 100 yards rushing on the board at any moment. This is a monster. These are two absolute monsters. And if anything, we all need to take a Bucky bath right now.
Get Buckied. Buckied.
What has Brown done for you?
They laughed when we said he was about to be.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
ADP-wise, I can't tell you where both these monsters are going to come in. I imagine, like, if we look at this thing and we try and make sense of it, I kind of feel like if we were to go into a draft scenario environment right now, I don't think either one's going around one. They could, but I don't think so. And so you're looking at Bucky going anywhere from, like, I don't know, 14 all the way into 3.5. I don't think there's a chance in hell, if he has even one more strong game in the playoffs, that he falls anywhere near this territory. I think we're lucky if he's maybe 1 or 2 picks into round 3. I think he's probably, at the end of the day, Bucky, we're talking Bucky here, probably going to be a 2, so 2 point, I don't know, we'll call it 09, 2.09 down to probably 3.3. That's what I feel like he is going to be. Bucky's going to be a bookend 2-3 turn player. Again, playoffs, how he does will obviously change, you know, the dynamic here. But I think that's what we're looking at for Bucky. And that's an acceptable form of payment for a guy that can drop you running back one numbers and get you that Alvin Kamara 150 and a strong chance at a TD every single week. Like that's what this guy can do. I'm not saying a chance for it every week, but this feels like a consistent 100-yard point, I don't know, 6-5 TD player per game, per start. Bucky's unbelievable. Chase Brown's probably somewhere in the same territory. I don't know that I should have even deleted anything. I'd say 2.8 to 3.4, we'll call it. That's where his ADP appears to be, somewhere in this territory here. Acceptable. with both of these guys, my dream come true is to land them as my third drafted player, or later if we get so lucky. Third drafted player versus second drafted player. Is it the end of the world if you had to take, let's say, Bucky in round 2? No, it's not. You just want to make sure you're landing your wide receiver or whoever you're drafting in round 3. But Bucky, let's say here, and you know, whatever player you land here, let's say you get so lucky and Josh Allen does fall here, or Lamar or whatever. This is a fantastic start. I have no problem going Jamar Chase, Bucky Irving, and Josh Allen. And if you don't like going early quarterback, that's okay. We go JD5. That's what we did. That's what we did all offseason. We went Josh Allen. We went, in a lot of cases, Patrick Mahomes, and he did bust. And some people will say that's why early QB isn't good. Smitty look at busted with Mahomes. It may have busted with Mahomes, but it didn't bust with Lamar. It didn't bust with Josh Allen. I'm doing this all day long. I don't even hesitate if Josh Allen's there, and I don't see players I absolutely love there. But whoever this ends up being here, let's just call it a wide receiver that we love. Let's keep it simple. Wide receiver we love, Bucky, Jamar Chase. I'm fine with that. I don't think I would pay right now a Bucky or Chase Brown, 2.1, not because I don't think they could do it, but I'm trying to maximize value. I also believe the ADP won't be there. So to force them here is enabling people to draft them earlier and earlier. And I don't want to move that ADP data. And slowly but surely, we do manipulate the ADP data on our channel here at the Fantasy Football Show, because we do a lot of drafting, create a lot of content, and influence a lot of people. You could say that's arrogant sounding, whatever. I don't care. We move ADP. We move ADP. Anybody that's lived here for 2 or 3 years knows that we move ADP. That's not a guess. That's not an arrogant statement that's not backed up by fact. We move ADP on this channel. We do it all the time. We moved CeeDee Lamb's ADP up a couple years ago by at least 2. We were single-handedly responsible for moving Bijan Robinson's ADP up last year and the year prior by at least 2 or 3 draft slots. I would say an ADP in general, redraft ADP data. Chase Brown, same thing. You are absolutely in the best position you could possibly be in, or one of the best positions, if you could get either Bucky or Brown. Can't even read that. You can't even read that. Bucky or Brown. Bucky and Brown. Sounds like a law firm. You're in a great position if you could land either of these guys as your third drafted player. Fantastic. That's where we want them. Doesn't mean we won't pay 2. We'd pay 2. Don't tell anybody. But this is where you could win a league. I don't know. I think both of them will climb. I think both of them will be here in this first part of the ADP projection. That's probably where they're going to land, but let's hope they don't. Let's hope people are worried about him. Let's hope, maybe the injury to Chase Brown really kind of soured some people on Chase Brown's value. The ankle injury, which is a high ankle. It's not a severe high ankle. As of the filming of this video, the Bengals have a chance to make the playoffs, but it's not the greatest chance in the world. So, we're potentially looking at him having his season over. At this current moment, he could play Week 18 as of the filming of this video. The playoff gods are going to control whether you see him again. Bucky, on the other hand,
Thanks,
Bucky,
Phil.
very much a better chance as of the filming of this video to make the playoffs. So we're going to see more of a showcase. If he has a bad game and they're one and done, then he might slip into round 3. For people saying he won't, it comes down to what do they do next. If Bucky and the Bucks go to the playoffs, fall short in game 1, and Bucky doesn't produce, he could easily land in round 3. People are fickle. People are reactive. They react to anything. If Bucky goes out, even if they lose, doesn't matter if they win or lose. If Bucky goes out on top, plays in a playoff game, has 150 yards total and a touchdown, and they lose, Bucky goes at round 2. Chase Brown, because of the injury, because of the unlikely scenario that the Bengals make the playoffs and Brown gets to showcase one more time and leave on top, he is more likely to fall into 3. Bucky's more likely to go in 2. Again, love either one at the bottom of 2, the bookends. Doesn't matter when you really consider a bookend 2, that's a 3rd round pick. You know, like when you say, well, I want him in the third round. Okay? Doesn't really matter if it's back-to-back picks. You know, you could essentially write Bucky here. If you had the bookend picks, you just take Bucky as your 3.1 if that makes you feel a little bit better. And in leagues where there's keeper value and all that, that can make a difference. You know, you're keeping third rounders and beyond. But this right here, this bookend territory, I'd be fine with either one there. We're hoping that we're blessed and we get one or both of them just a touch lower. But again, not going to be up to us. It's going to be up to the Fickle Freddys that watch him close out the season. Watch both these guys. And again, he's probably done, but watch him close out the year. What's he do? What's he done for me lately? I'm a Fickle Freddy. What has he done for me lately? I'll tell you what he's done for you lately. He's given you a Bucky bath.
Get buckied. 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 Oh, Bucky.
You know, a lot of people ask me to perform miracles on this channel. Smitty, make something amazing happen. And I say, you know what? I can. Watch this. Watch this right here. I'll take this and boom. And then out of nowhere, zoom in on this bad boy. Zoom in on that.
They laughed when we said he was about to be an unstoppable force for all to see. With Chase Brown, get up, get down. With Chase Brown, get up, get down.
Guys, that
with
is...
Chase Brown.
We're live now, by the way. That is my little take on Bucky Irving and Chase Brown. We got the Niner and Detroit game going on right now. Deebo Samuel being totally showcased as we kind of thought that Shanahan would in order to try and sell him. He wants to sell him. He wants to trade him. So watching this game right now, I fully expect Deebo to get tons of work, whether he converts because his head hasn't been in it or not. That's up to him. I think he'll probably be pretty good in this game. Look at run to Deebo. It's like, let's get Deebo the football so we can trade him and get rid of him and get something good. It was a good play this week. He was a risky play, but a high risk, high reward play, like so many players this week. Congrats to all you champions. I got so many comments, super chats, DMs. We're loading up the reviews. If you guys want your review featured on thefantasyfootballshow.com on my review section, I'm taking any comments in the last video and any comments in this video, and I'm gonna sift through them and put the best. Very short, don't give me a paragraph, 1-2 sentences. I'm gonna throw that bad boy, if it's a good one, up on my reviews page. So if you want to be atop that, just drop a review. Anything, you could just be like, you know, Chase Brown, whatever, but like make it short, sweet, but mean something to somebody that's maybe looking for content, and they show up and they say, hey, this place looks pretty good. You can be honest. You can give me a hate one too. Maybe I'll have a little toggle of positive and negative. Just kidding. All right, we got this game going on. Niners are surprisingly moving the football with a very beat up and makeshift offensive line. Third and fourth string offensive linemen. I'm surprised they haven't had a lot of offsides. They keep doing the trickery. Wow. Double reverse. I mean, this crazy how much trickery the Niners are trying to deploy right now. I think trying to get space for Brock Purdy. So very, very, very crazy watching this thing kick off. Watching this game live with you all. I can't wait to see what happens in the offseason. The offseason is going to be so enjoyable. I'm so excited. For those that haven't, ridden here during the offseason, it's going to be unbelievable. It's going to be the best experience from a content perspective, consumption of content you've ever had, because we don't slow down. Handoff to Garendo down to about the 5-yard line. This is going to be interesting if Garendo punches it in. Shanahan trying to one-up Ben Johnson. He certainly is, but he's also trying to get rid of Deebo. He's also, in a way, trying to, I don't want to say play for his job because his job's safe, but maybe play for leeway. You know what I mean? Like, there's a chance that if he doesn't finish somehow strong on some sort of positive note, maybe John says, I'm going to take a little bit more of a heavy hand in making decisions on certain things that Shanahan's dropped the ball on. Who the hell knows? So at some point you're playing for something, you know, when you're at the end of a game. It'd be hard for me, I'll be honest with you, to win games at the end when I want a better draft pick. For me, I'd be thinking, okay, what could I... Oh, Brock, you seem like you're banged up. We got to put you on the bench right now. I want that higher draft pick. Why? Because it inched me closer to being able to trade up. You know, I want to trade up at every moment. Appreciate all of you. You guys, a couple of you dropped a super chat. We're not going to be here long tonight. We'll be here to wrap up the game. We've got Won My League 7 for 7 team. Thanks, Smitty. Appreciate TMO. Appreciate your super chat, my boy. Thank you for dropping that. And we had Phil drop 5 gifted memberships. Phil, thank you for dropping those gifted memberships, my boy. And that's all we got right now. I just want to clear my plate of that. We won't probably open any phone lines, but we will be back. We will be back after this game to review it and to go over it. We got the Niners sitting here at the 4-yard line. Guarendo's in the backfield. Handoff to Isaac Guarendo. He gets bottled up around the 3-yard line. No go. No go. No go. All right, I'll see you all in a little bit. Appreciate every single one of you. Let's see if they punch it in, actually. Let's see if they punch it in. We got George Kittle ushering, I think, Juwan Jennings, who got in a little bit of a fight over in the corner here. Juwan, oh man, this is a wrestling match over there. Oh, whoa! Juwan got shoved into wow, there's gonna be somebody ejected on that one. Juwan Jennings got shoved and pushed over a wall. And wow, they're discussing who's getting ejected from this game. And the Lions very much need to win this game. As we were talking about last night, there might have been a little bit miscommunication on my part. It's probably my fault the way I was wording it. Last night, we're at the end of the show, we were trying to figure out what would be the scenarios that the Lions after this game for Week 18, because some of you were asking Week 18 questions. What's that look like? But that's what we were scrambling for, like just trying to figure out, okay, if the Lions win this game, what's Week 18 look like, and what has to happen for different sitting situations. But personal foul on the offense, personal foul on the defense. Those offset. I'm reading lips here. Repeat. Wow, you're not going to throw Robertson out of the game for shoving Juwan Jennings over it was like a 2 or 3 foot little wall. It was like a separating wall for cameras and such. But he literally shoved him over this little tiny wall. I'm surprised you didn't eject him for that. That's kind of BS if you ask me. Bucky Irving, Chase Brown. Guys, in the chat, can you drop where you would draft each one of these guys in 2025 fantasy football? It's hard for me to say 2025 because I've been saying 2024 for so long. Are you guys drafting Bucky and Chase Brown at the tail end of 2 without any hesitation? Keeping in mind that the 2-3 turn. Brock Purdy, they're not counting that a touchdown. It looked like he caught it slightly in the end zone, I thought. Or did he drop the ball? He might be in the end zone there. That was Ricky Pearsall. I think they're going to review that. Of course they're going to review it, but that's a touchdown. That's a touchdown. Yeah, he's bobbling it though. That's gonna be tough. Anyway, drop what round you're drafting, or not what round, because most people would take Bucky and Chase at the 2-3 turn. But drop your favorite, the highest you would draft Bucky and Chase Brown. Travis says Chase Brown mid-second, Bucky third. Touchdown overruled or reviewed. Touchdown. Every touchdown's reviewed. And Pearsall got that score. Brock Purdy touchdown strike. Pretty impressed, to be honest with you, that the Niners were able to march down and score a touchdown with the beat-up offensive line. I really didn't give Shanahan and that Niner offensive line a chance, to be honest with you. He bobbled that like in like 2 different places, but they reviewed it already. Chase Brown mid-second, Bucky third. I kind of understand, why you would think one over the other. I almost think some people will think Bucky in round 2, Chase Brown in round 3, because people are going to be kind of bent out of shape over the ankle injury and that he screwed him, and like people are very fickle about that. Matto says both in round 3. E111 says 2-3 turn, mid late second. 2-3 turn at best, says Hoosiers. Hoosiers isn't about it. He ain't about it. All right, we'll watch this Detroit Lion drive, and then we're gonna get on out of here, and we'll return after the game is over. Let's watch the Detroit Lions first drive. Hopefully, it's not a 3 and out, and we'll be back after the game. I'd take Bucky over Brown slightly. See, that's what I thought some people might feel. Chase Brown will be more durable than Bucky, as Rashad's still in Tampa. I almost feel like Bucky and Chase Brown are very similar. I don't know that one will be more durable than the other. I think there's going to be a little bit of injury risk for both of them. They feel a little bit more Achane than they feel, JT, in terms of like build and all that. But I do believe, I'm not saying they're Achane, I'm just saying if I had to pick a side, I think you're more worried about them than you're more like, God, this is a perfect prototypical between the tackles running back. But that's not ruling fantasy football or the NFL right now. I could care less if somebody's 220 pounds. I don't mind a 200-pound, 195, 204-pound back that's played like they should be, a proper usage of utility, a slash of sorts, an inverse of Deebo Samuel at the RB position, playing wide receiver and RB. I'm fine with it, but there is a little bit of like Chase Brown, Bucky, will they hold up? The same fears people had about Achane, and Achane just destroyed all those doubters this year. And I know a lot of people are mad at Achane right now. It's wild. Achane is him. Achane is still him. Brown will be okay. Where was that other comment I wanted to get up here? I'd take Bucky over Brown. I like Chase Brown late second round, early third. But yeah, I mean, the hope is they go in round 3. Let me rewrite this because this is kind of sloppy. Poppy's a little sloppy here. So I would say, ideally, this is where we want to get both of them. Ideally. But I think we're all very, very comfortable taking one or both of them. I don't know that there are going to be a lot of people in the fantasy football show country that are going to say no to at least one of them at the bottom of round 2. Rock out, who had the best seats I've ever seen for that JD5 game. Smitty back championship right now. I'm up 11.6, but need St. Brown have a bad game right now. I'm up 11.6, but need St. Brown to have a bad game. Twice. Thank you, Rock out. Rock out to the mother freaking moon. Dropping a super chat. Because of JD5 and Bijan, yeah, bro, you had a day. I remember we mocked up your situation, and it was looking kind of tough for you, but you needed some ballers to step up. Called in with the super chat. Playing week 18, you shouldn't. I know you know that. Does JT get shut down? We're going to have more, Colin. We don't really know all the details on all of who's sitting. It's still the closing of week 17. Teams aren't really fully letting us know what's up. We'll have more on that. Look, I can promise you we're going to talk about it once we have more information, but we'll know more about that probably tomorrow and the next day. I don't really know what to tell you. I think everybody's going to assume everybody's sitting, but the only sitting you're going to see is someone's really banged up, or in a case where like a team is already locked and there's 0 to play for. Like like the Lions are battling. They're obviously made the playoffs, but they're battling. Everybody's still battling for positioning. So unless the team is completely not in any sort of position, and that's what we got to go over, all these scenarios. There's a threat, playoff team advancing threat of people sitting. I don't know about teams that aren't in the playoffs. Most of the time those players play. Gibbs with his upright stances in the backfield. God bless the man for having a different stance than Monty all year. because when Monty was on the field, or even now when we're wondering if there's a backup in there right now, we know when it's Gibbs because Gibbs is standing completely straight and upright. It gives me solace. It makes me feel good, warm, and fuzzy to look at the screen, glance at the screen. Side of my vision and peripheral, I see a man standing upright in the background. I know it's Jahmyr Gibbs. But the continuum of the gigawatt component structure of Jahmyr Gibbs' workload divide has a megawatt offload that if you compartmentalize the component conjunction timekeeper and you flux capacitor out the continuum component megabolt, things just end up happening. And that's why Jahmyr Gibbs is a top 5 to 10 running back instead of top 6 to 10. Did anybody else's game freeze? Like, Jahmyr Gibbs got a carry, and as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, the game mother freaking froze. So now I got to leave the game, go back in. Let me try loading it again. What was that? Can someone tell me what happened with that Gibbs carry? Oh, they're replaying it right now. It froze right when he got the football. I don't even know what he did. Here it is. Oh, nice little rip. Nice little rip. I didn't see that live till right now. Jahmyr Gibbs. What the hell's going on here with my TV? Jahmyr to the mother freaking moon. Send him to Saturn.
To Saturn.
Unbelievable. 21-yard rip. Do the Jahmyr. Do the Jahmyr Gibbs. Do the Jahmyr Gibbs. You gotta have a video of that. Where's Jahmyr Gibbs? He's walking straight like a board. Love the man. Goff in the gun. Gibbs is not in the backfield. You know how I know that? Because he's not like this. Throw to the RB. Oh, that was a Gibbs touchdown. If he had gotten that to Gibbs, Gibbs would have taken that to the house. But Reynolds isn't as fast. Reynolds is a good player. There's a flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be on the defense. But this is one of those things where it's like you see a pass. Reynolds did a good job. It was not a bad play by Reynolds by any means. But if that was a throw to Gibbs, Gibbs would have taken that to the house. No doubt about it. But Reynolds is probably tired. Reynolds needs to come out. Let's put Jahmyr back in the game. Let's run Gibbs on some sort of, we could do a halfback plunge if we want. He's durable enough. People say he's not. He is. He's an absolute grind it between the tackles monster. But we could hand the ball off to Jahmyr Gibbs. Is he not in the game? Why is Jahmyr Gibbs not in the game? What are they doing with Jefferson in there? Get him out of there. What are we doing, coach? What kind of cute idea is this? Get stuffed. Get stuffed. Get stuffed. Oh, go. Get him. No. To the one. Get him out. Get him out. Jefferson, your time's done. Get him out. 10 seconds, Josh. The phone lines are closed. 10 seconds. Go.
Yeah, what's up?
Josh, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Hurry up, Josh. 5 seconds.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
God. way to blow your wad on your 10 seconds, Josh. Way to just absolute. Can you hear me? How about now? Am I louder now? 10 seconds gone, Josh. That's how you blow 10 seconds. What is Jefferson doing in the game? You can't even run. That's Gibbs. He's standing. That's Gibbs. What? Oh, J-Mo, get the handoff. That was easy. I love J-Mo. Good job for J-Mo. Good job for J-Mo.
Where's your mashed potatoes?
But I really would have preferred. I really would have preferred. I know you would have. I would have. We all would have preferred a Jahmyr Gibbs touchdown. But a lot of us do still have JMO. It was we got lots of time left. Gibbs was in there. Gibbs looks like he's a bystander at some event that's gonna go down. It's all gonna go down, and Gibbs is like, looks very, very suspicious back there in the backfield, completely upright. It was nice to see him upright, but. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I'll be back after the game to review it. Appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for the super chats. Josh, try again in the evening show, the wrap-up show. Bucky Irving to the moon. Chase Brown to the mother freaking moon.
Get buckied. Buckied.
Bucky. Oh, Bucky.
Thank you, TMO. Thank you, Rockout. Thank you, Rockout. Thank you, Colin, for the super chats. Please subscribe if you're new. Like the video on the way out the door. See you after the game.